Well, I always like to say when I make a mistake, I'd like to lead with it. Last night, if you were watching The Blaze, I said, which I heard as I was walking away, Stu say, I've worked with him for almost 30 years and I've never seen him do that or say that. I lost my cool. Oh, really? Oh, really? You want to fix the border now? Oh, my God. Excuse me. I never use this. What an what an the way he was talking down to anybody who disagreed with him in his lies about the border. What a colossal wow. Good night, everybody. CFA. I don't think I've ever done that before.
I don't think you have either.
No. And it happened because, I just want to explain this. It happened because I just walked away from the television where I had been pacing like a caged animal because I was so angry at the lies. And not only that, the childish rubbing people's noses in it. You know, when first of all, he said within the first 5 minutes, he said that Donald Trump didn't care about the American people during COVID. He just didn't care. How dare you say that? How dare you say that? How dare anyone say that about you? My gosh. So it started there, and then he went into rubbing Republicans' noses, like in the border, which was a complete lie. We all know why did on his day of inauguration, all of a sudden, the border surge started. Why? 95 executive orders allowing it to happen. That's why. And when he said, "Oh, you don't care about fentanyl? Suddenly you want to stop fentanyl coming in so it stops killing our American people." And I know, and probably you know if you've been listening to this last week, the truth on what's happening with fentanyl that is coming from China. It is intentionally, it is the opium wars that Britain did to China, so many years ago. They're using the same tactic on us. They are transporting all of the ingredients for fentanyl over to one of their Chinese ports in Mexico. It then goes to a small town in Mexico where 1,000 Chinese workers have been transported and now set up shop to where they cook the fentanyl. Then China sent over for the drug cartels, sold them at cost, the presses, because you need to make it look like fentanyl or Adderall or whatever drug. And so they take the fentanyl that the Chinese have put together, cooked up, send it over. Then the drug cartel uses the Chinese presses to make it look like Adderall, and that's what's killing our children. And the president knows it, and he won't say it. He won't stop it because he's in bed with China. How dare you? And when he said, you don't care. Oh, suddenly you care about fentanyl. Oh, I didn't know that now. Oh my gosh. So I get on and I'm asked just to do a rundown of this, and I have my notes and I'm going through my notes and I'm talking about it and I'm trying to make good points. And then I know it's done. I'm on for like 5 minutes and Stu says, thanks, Glenn. And you start to say something else, and I realize I haven't really expressed what that was. No point that I made from my notes really summed up what I felt the president did and who he was in that. And that's when I dropped the CFA. Maybe more than once. And I shouldn't have done that because I want to be a better person. And quite honestly, I am glad I am on federally regulated broadcast airwaves today because it's one of the reasons why I joined my church. I need strong framework to help me be a better man. And if I were on a podcast only today, I would not be a better man. So I am grateful for the first time in my life for the FCC, who will make sure I'm a better man today.
Can we guarantee our affiliates that mistake from last night will not occur during this program?
We are on a 37-minute delay right now. Okay. So, yeah, we started this show 37 minutes ago. It won't happen. But, boy, do I feel it.
Look, the frustration is understandable. I mean, I think we all felt it watching that because it's so egregious and it's so overt. I mean, I was losing my mind at the economic stuff, where this guy who fights and campaigns on wanting a shutdown, shuts down millions of businesses and or cheers on and or votes, on it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, he's in support of all these policies. Donald Trump wants to end them. He criticizes them and says he doesn't care about anyone. He wants to kill everybody by ending these policies. He gets into office. He wants to continue this shutdown over and over and over again. Then finally the American people are like, screw you, we're going back to work whether you like it or not.
A year after that, he lifts the ban.
Yep.
Remember, a year, we were like, we're still under that?
Right, like we didn't even realize it in Texas for sure. He finally releases it. Everyone's already going back to work. And then he stands on stage and takes credit as a job creator. I mean, the cynicism of that argument is almost impossibly egregious. It is like if you try to give the most dishonest argument possible, you couldn't craft one better than what he did last night. He did the same thing
in every case,
and he did it over and over and over again on so many different topics. So, look, while I appreciate your concern for your own restraint last night, if you would have been able to put cameras in everyone's houses watching that, you would have heard a lot of that same word.
Oh yeah.
Everyone felt that way watching that because it's just, he's not even trying to be honest. He's not even trying to craft an argument that makes any sense. The border argument makes no sense. As if we've all been on another planet for the last 50 years and had no idea what he thinks about the border. Maybe he is just really tough on it, and it's been Republicans stopping him from securing it all this time. What moron could possibly believe that argument?
60% of the American people.
Here they are.
60% of the American people.
It better not be that big.
No, there are so many people that don't pay attention to the news.
I don't even think it's that high right now. He's trying to increase it. But what's the poll on his handling of the border? 18% approve?
Yeah.
I mean, it's luckily I think people are seeing through it.
He's looked like a bumbling idiot. Last night, let's give honest reviews.
Mm-hmm.
Last night, he did not look like a bumbling old man. He slurred his speech, but by the time most people tuned out at the end of the speech, just because of anger or boredom, that's when he started getting really sloppy. But he made several great, I believe if I'm on his side, I would say that was a great speech.
Well, it was a great speech because he didn't fall over.
Yes.
He didn't fall asleep.
And he had several moments of, I will not budge.
Yeah. And while it feels so contrived to me, I think he cleared that lowest hurdle, which the lowest hurdle was he has to show he has some vigor.
Yes.
Even if it's completely drug-induced, he needs to show it. And so he did hit that standard, which is big for him. I mean, let's be honest. The biggest problem he has in every single poll, much worse than even the border or Afghanistan or any of these topics, is his age. And everyone thinks he can't do this job. I still think he can't do this job, and I think last night proved it for policy reasons, among others. But he did show that he was awake.
Yeah, he did.
And that was important.
He did. And if you're uninformed or you just believe in all the same things that he does, then you thought he did a great job. And, you give credit where credit is due. He did not perform the way I thought he would perform as a doddering old man. However, he always performs best in that setting.
Yep, I mean, look, his biggest moments have been the moments where he's been able to show this. Debates are another one.
Yep.
He's typically shown up for debates, and he hasn't been good in them, but he hasn't been as bad as he's been in every other scenario.
Correct.